We called this show Money Talks because, quite frankly, it does. Donald Trump's always saying he's very rich and that his success qualifies him to be America's next president. But money is talking against him too. Warren Buffett, who's even wealthier than Trump, is backing his opponent Hillary Clinton and says even a monkey could beat Trump at business.
I don't need anybody's money. I'm using my own money. I'm not using the lobbyists. I'm not using donors. I don't care. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. And by the way, I'm not even saying that in a brag. That's the kind of mindset, that's the kind of thinking you need for this country.
Ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe.
Trump says he wants to run the nation like he's running his business? God help us.
I want to say to Donald Trump, Здравствуйте. Now, you may not know, but that's hello in Russian.
If a monkey had thrown a dart at the stock page, the monkey on average would have made 150%. But the people that believed in him, that listened to his siren song, came away losing well over 90 cents on the dollar. They got back less than a dime. Anytime between now and election, I'll bring my tax return. He can bring his tax return. Nobody's going to arrest us. It is not. There are no rules.
Well, let's discuss this a bit more with Craig Capitas, our editor-at-large. He joins us in Paris. Craig, I love those sound bites from very rich people. They sound like kids in a playground. But what is this about tax returns? Warren Buffett's offering to show his if Trump shows him his. What's going on?
There's nothing like the smell of bickering billionaires, Matthew. Yeah, Buffett has challenged Trump to a quick draw with their tax returns. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. The problem, it's all bluster, because the problem with that challenge is neither Trump nor Buffett would be able to describe or explain what's in their tax returns. There's 74,608 pages in the U.S. tax code, and not even the accountants and actuaries who put these returns together understand it all. The fact of this whole situation is all of these billionaires, whether it's Mike Bloomberg, Mark Cuban, the Koch brothers, Warren Buffett, they take advantage of every loophole there is in the tax code. And the only difference is that Trump admits he's a rich scoundrel. And that's what many Americans aspire to be. They look up to him.
Right, that's what he always says, isn't it? You know, I tried my hardest to pay the least possible taxes, and that's my duty as a businessman to do that. Doesn't mean it's fair or whatever necessarily, but he says it quite openly. Perhaps he's got a point, but, you know, normally the Republicans are associated with billionaires and capitalism, unbridled capitalism, but this year it's dividing a little differently.
Yeah, it's odd in that you have the billionaires lining up with the Democrats, but both parties have hedged their bets over the years, donating to both presidential campaigns. If you look at the amount of money that Trump has gotten from the hedge funders on Wall Street, it amounts to a really not very whopping $19,000. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, according to the federal election filings, has taken in $123 million from the hedge funds. So you know which way Wall Street's going in this election. They don't like Trump, because Trump might expose that the emperor has no clothes. And I believe that's what Wall Street is really concerned about here.
Okay, now listen, we heard one of the world's greatest investors there, the sage of Omaha, Warren Buffett, saying, you know, if a monkey had thrown a dart at the stock index and invested that way, completely randomly, they'd have made just as much money as Trump did in one of his projects back in the 90s for his investors. What do you make of that?
Well, Buffett has misquoted, I think it was a 1973 book by the Princeton professor, what was his name? Burton McHale. It was a book called A Random Walk Down Wall Street, and he said if you had a blindfolded monkey that he could do this, not just any monkey, but a blindfolded monkey. The problem is no one's ever done a lab test on that if a blindfolded monkey could pull that off. Again, Matthew, it's just more bluster. Trump's critics are trying to out-Trump Trump, and they can't do it because they frankly don't know how to do it. So as the campaign continues, you're going to see, I believe, more and more billionaires and big businessmen coming up and trying to dethrone Trump, saying he's a snake oil salesman. Well, he might be, but remember, snake oil salesmen in the United States became very, very wealthy, and now one of them might become president of the United States.
That's fair enough. And yes, it's the blindfold that makes all the difference when it comes to monkey picking stocks. Craig in Paris, thanks very much.